New developments in the murder investigation of a Sarasota man.
Plus, the Suncoast coming together to collect supplies for victims of Hurricane Michael. How you can help those in need. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news at 6, the manhunt continues today for a Sarasota man that could be responsible for the murder of another Sarasota man. Sarasota
County Sheriff's Office is searching for Daniel Davenport tonight in the murder of Sergio Hoskins. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from the Fairway Oaks development off Fruitville Road in Sarasota with more on the story tonight. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline and Scott, good evening. The suspect does live in this development right back there, and it does have a lot of the neighbors around here very concerned. 31-year-old Daniel Davenport is wanted for the murder of 55-year-old Sergio Hoskins. The human remains of Hoskins were found last Tuesday in Collier County at a work site. Deputies say Davenport may be driving around in Hoskins' green Subaru Forester.
Being that I have 6 children living in my home, I'm very scared. I'm worried. I didn't have any idea until I was told of the story. It scares me. It worries me.
And if you have spotted Daniel Davenport or the green Subaru Forester, you're being asked to contact the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office immediately. Reporting live from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Rick, thank you. The Suncoast is banding together in a big way to help the victims of Hurricane Michael. Numerous organizations are collecting donations to bring to the Florida Panhandle. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is collecting common household goods every day until Sunday at 3 locations, including their main office on 301 in Bradenton. This morning, iHeartMedia was at the intersection of Stickney Point and US 41, collecting money donations from passing cars. They'll also be there and in Venice on Cortez and 41 once again tomorrow from 6 a.m. until noon.
There are people that still haven't been located, and there are neighborhoods that are still not really accessible. So the need is going to be here for a little bit, and it's important to know every little bit helps.
The Venice Fire Department and Holmes Beach Police are also collecting goods to be taken north. We've put a full list of collection sites and what they are accepting on our website. Just head over to mysuncoast.com.
Food is also in desperate need in parts of the Panhandle, and this morning dozens of volunteers gathered at All Faiths Food Bank in Sarasota. The food bank is hoping to feed 50,000 people impacted by the storm. It sent 2 emergency response teams to the Panhandle to help with relief efforts. All the boxes being packed up will be going to the only food bank in Tallahassee. You can sign up to become a volunteer, or you can drop off donations at All Faiths Food Bank. It's on Blakey Court off Fruitville Road in East Sarasota. We'll hear from an evacuee that came to the Suncoast to escape Hurricane Michael in a couple of minutes.
We'll also show you some more places that you can go to drop off donations. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan and a look at our first alert forecast. Bob?
A lot of people lending a hand. Obviously, I know that the Catholic Charities at the Epiphany Cathedral and also Saints Peter and Paul Church are taking donations there too. They really need gloves, water, and tarps to mitigate the damage up there and cover some of the roofs up in the Panhandle of Florida. And you can see here we've got some pretty calm conditions out on the waters as a result of high pressure and some dry air that has settled in over the Suncoast. And it looks as though a chance for an isolated shower this evening, but not much to cool us down. I had record highs in Tampa and in Fort Myers today. It feels like still into the mid-90s, 96 degrees, quite a contrast to you take a look at what happened on Saturday morning here when temperatures were in the mid-60s and winds are out of the west-northwest at 8 miles an hour. A little sea breeze has kicked in within about a mile or 2 of the coast, but generally an east to southeasterly wind flow continues to move overhead, and we are looking at a few spotty showers down near Fort Myers. Not much going on here. There's a chance we could see a few isolated showers popping up like we saw last night. Later on in the evening. Temperature is currently 87 degrees in Orlando. It is now 90 in Northport, and you factor in that humidity, it feels like 97 there, 97 in Mayaca City, and 96 in Punta Gorda. Well, near record highs through Thursday and Wednesday as well. It looks like a backdoor cold front comes on Thursday, and we're monitoring, yes, another tropical disturbance down to our south. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
As downtown Venice continues to beautify and reinvent itself, business owners are calling on city leaders to make a change. They say the city is asking for trouble by allowing liquor to be sold at community events. An email was sent to Mayor John Hollick from several downtown shop owners saying they were disappointed that alcohol was served at this year's Venice Beach party. That event is usually held on Venice Beach, but because of red tide, it was held in downtown this year at Centennial Park, which is just steps away from a children's fountain and playground. This email prompted city council members to vote at this week's meeting on whether to ban hard liquor at these special events. However, they remained split and ultimately voted no on that motion.
I think that's the proper thing to do, have it in an open forum, have a discussion. All that does is make the whole event better. If you can get it all out on the table and discuss it, I think you end up with better events all the way around.
The city says they feel the right decision has been made. If something were to come up again in the future, they would go through the same voting process once again.
Right now, Sarasota City Commissioners are again discussing the fate of the former Gee Whiz Children's Museum. The building has sat vacant now for 5 years since that museum went out of business. Prior to that, it was a county library. Planners at the 52-acre Bayfront redevelopment project did not include the building in their plans. And City Commissioner Hagan Brody says the former museum building is not really historic and the space is better used as a Bayfront park.
This is rehashing a discussion we already had, so I don't expect any, too much new information. And this is kind of the problem we get into, is this 11th hour rehashing of tough decisions.
City officials say it's costing $40,000 a year to maintain that building, and no one has come forward to rent it since the museum closed in 2013.
Commissioners did just approve to add a new cultural arts center and museum in the city of Newtown. Commissioners will use $200,000 from the Community Redevelopment Agency funds in order to pay for that project. Community stakeholders will propose a more detailed plan for the project to the commissioners the next time they meet. Other items included in today's agenda include roundabouts in the city and parking meters on St. Armand Circle.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll hear firsthand how bad Hurricane Michael rocked Panama City Beach from an evacuee who's now seeking refuge here on the Suncoast.
And when two men accused of dragging a shark behind a boat could face trial.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers.
Thank you.
Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Gettle Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gettle dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gettle location near you or visit Gettle.com.
Gettle's got it.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. And right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hurricane Michael brought wind and rain to parts of the Sun Coast, but it was nothing compared to the devastation we've seen out of the Florida Panhandle.
That destruction there forcing many residents to leave the area. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us live from the Sarasota Bayfront to share the story of one evacuee with ties to Sarasota. Erica?
Jacqueline Scott, good evening. One former Sarasota resident braved the deadly storm from his condo building on Panama City Beach. He said he could not believe his own eyes during the peak of the hurricane, so he took out his phone to capture the historic moment. After hours of heavy rain banging on the windows and the waves crashing in the Gulf,
I was concerned for the worst.
Harry Fager and his dog Noel escaped from his home in Panama City to Sarasota.
He's finally getting back to normal. I can tell you she was stressed.
He chose not to evacuate his condo building with little concern before Hurricane Michael made landfall.
You kick into the survival mode. It's a concrete building and it's going to take an awful lot for this thing to come down.
But the storm grew stronger before hitting the Panhandle.
I could feel the building vibrating and I could hear the waves crashing through the windows. I literally took my bed apart and I pushed the mattress and the box spring up in front of our 3 windows in the living room, which is all facing west. Took a big sofa, pushed it against that to hold those in place.
Hours after Hurricane Michael ripped the wall off his condo's penthouse, the sky turned pink over the nearby marina. A moment of composure before discovering the wreckage.
No water, no power, no nothing.
Residents are returning home to rubble, massive trees in the streets, and power lines along the roadway. Crews are digging through debris to search for survivors. Cell phone users have spotty service, and 1 million people will have to live without power until next week.
After 3 days of literally living like a Neanderthal, I said, I've had enough. That's my good girl.
So Fager and Noel are here on the Sun Coast until life in Panama City returns close to normal. But thanks to his experience, he knows how to prepare for the next big storm.
Next time, if it's a heavy-duty thunderstorm, I'm leaving.
Crews are slowly restoring power throughout the Panhandle. 62,000 customers have already regained electricity, but those restoration efforts are likely to continue well into next week. Reporting live on Sarasota's Bayfront, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Erica, thank you. Tyndall Air Force Base outside Panama City was severely damaged by the hurricane, and today Senator Bill Nelson vowed it will not be abandoned. Tyndall is where pilots are trained to fly the F-22 stealth fighter, and the base commander says every structure is damaged now because of Michael, including hangars where those planes were parked for shelter. After the storm hit, people expressed concern that it would be shut down like the base in South Florida did back in 1992 after Andrew hit.
I think that fear is unfounded. As a senior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, I can say that Tyndall will be rebuilt and it will be an example of a modern U.S. Air Force base.
Last year, the Pentagon valued the facilities at Tyndall, where approximately 3,600 military personnel are stationed, at $3.4 billion.
The Venice Fire Department is getting ready to send out another response team to the Florida Panhandle. There's currently a unit of 4 already there. This new team will swap out with them, and they'll be there for 7 days until another group goes to switch shifts with them. They're collecting non-perishable donations for those affected by the hurricane at 2 locations, Venice City Hall on the island and Fire Station 3 on Laurel Road. They're also collecting cash donations to the Venice Firefighters Benevolent Fund, which can be taken to Fire Station 2 on East Venice Avenue.
Here's another effort. Holmes Beach Police partnering with Manatee County Search and Rescue to be a drop-off location for goods to be taken to the Panhandle. They're looking for non-perishable items, things like duct tape, tarps, cleaning supplies, diapers, personal hygiene, and feminine products. They're also in desperate need of clothes like t-shirts, underwear, socks, and shoes. First responders there need pants and boots. They'll deliver the items there this weekend, and again, you can drop them off at the Holmes Beach Police Department. Many, many ways you can help here on the Suncoast, help our neighbors in the Florida Panhandle. Who desperately need it, don't they, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, they're up there right now, the first responders helping out, and I'm sure there'll be more on the way. You know, it takes a while. 7 days usually you can count on after a major hurricane for someone to finally show up. So people up there are kind of getting frustrated now, but it takes a long time to clear the roadways and get those first responders there. Speaking of first responders, there were a lot of them at the chili cook-off this weekend. They've raised over $30,000 for the Benevolent Fund there, so good news on that front. A little interesting eating chili when it's 90 degrees out there, but we got through it. It was a lot of fun. Holmes Beach webcam. Speaking of Holmes Beach there, we have a beautiful day on the beach today, and it has been good beach weather. Strong east winds. If there's any red tide out there at all, it's blowing it out to sea, although a little west breeze has kicked in this afternoon. And it's not over yet. The Gulf of Mexico is still warm, and the water temperature has cooled in the path of where Michael went. But, boy, the water temperature is still in the upper 80s in the western portion. And we're looking at a long-range model indicating something may be popping up in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't usually show that until 7 days out because long-range forecasting is quite suspect. But we'll get to that on Tuesday and Wednesday if there's something still out there. They have a frontal boundary right here. We have a high-pressure ridge located off the coast of the Carolinas. Now, this high is going to block this front from getting down too much further south in latitude. It's stretching all the way down into Texas. Dallas, really cool right now. This front will drop south, become stationary over the southeast United States, and then fade away. A little backdoor front will enter into our picture, looks like late Wednesday and into Thursday. Not much rain going on. There's been a few spotty showers. You can see that activity there. The atmosphere is really dry right now, and so it's not allowing for a lot of moisture. We can count on a few spotty showers tonight. The rain chance not all that high. It stays at about 20% tomorrow afternoon, so just a few late day showers. Other than that, drop off, pick up looks to be okay for the most part. Better chances for those afternoon and evening storms comes on, looks like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But tonight, it will stay warm. Temperatures record-breaking today in Fort Myers and in Tampa. And we were close, but we have an east wind and a west breeze now developing, pretty light. It's not all that strong, 5 to 10 miles an hour. You can see warm Mineral Springs out of the east, right there at Minnesota Beach, out of the west. And where that collision is occurring, there's a chance for a few spotty showers. Not a lot, though, because of the dry air in place. That dry air will eventually get out of here by Wednesday. It's not going to be dry in Central America. In fact, the Hurricane Center is going to investigate this area tomorrow, possibly. And there's a 40% chance developing. It's moving to the west. You can already start to see that counterclockwise swirl. Appears to be a low pressure area developing just off the coast of Honduras and Nicaragua there. And it looks like it's going to be heading off to the west. There's a chance it could get into the Pacific and develop there. But right now it looks like it will move through the Central America and cause some problems with some heavy rainfall. There's a chance of it developing 40% now as it heads off to the west. Tropical tracker already starting to pick up on it, all taking it off to the west. Some take it out here in the Pacific and develops it. Also some in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, which is extremely warm right now. And it looks as though there's a chance it could bring some flooding rains and mudslides into Central America. Well, you know, Leslie was out there and it brought heavy rainfall into France and a lot of flooding problems there. The remnants of Michael headed off to the north. Currently, for us, we have 86 degrees. The feels like temperature at 96. And as far as the high goes today, 91, 95, or 96, the record set back in 1925. Nationally, as I said, it's cold across the southern plains states. It's at 43 right now in Dallas, 47 in Chicago, much warmer in Atlanta now at 81. For boaters, a light chop out there, seas running 2 feet or less, and winds will turn to the northwest in the afternoon. So pretty quiet tomorrow, a better chance for scattered late day showers. Look at these temperatures, still well above average all the way through Friday. A weak frontal system kind of fades over the top of us, cooling us down a little bit on Saturday and Sunday with partly cloudy skies and highs into the mid 80s. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. We have breaking news now out of Seattle, Washington, where Paul Allen, one of the co-founders of Microsoft, has died at the age of 65. Allen co-founded Microsoft along with Bill Gates. He was also the owner of the Seattle Seahawks and the Portland Trail Blazers NBA team. In a press release, his company announced Allen died of complications from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Much more on his life and death coming up on ABC's World News Tonight.
2 Manatee County men who are accused of dragging a shark behind their speeding boat nearly 2 years ago will not be going to trial anytime soon. During a hearing this morning, the defense attorneys for the 2 men asked for more time for discovery. The judge in Hillsborough County set a final deposition date for December 4th, and then a trial date will be determined. Michael Wenzel of Palmetto and Robert Banak III of Bradenton are each charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals. In the viral video, a group of men could be seen on a boat laughing and pointing at a shark behind a fast-moving boat. Experts could not determine if the shark was dead or alive. Both men have pleaded not guilty to those charges.
Coming up, how you can become involved with the renaming of a local high school.
This week, the midterms, election day just 3 weeks away. What states are Republicans counting on to keep control? Are Democrats closing in? Plus, President Trump gets a first-hand look at the devastation. World News tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
For the best car buying experience, go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection, like the lowest prices and largest selection of American-made muscle. Right now, get the forever furious Dodge Challenger SXT, or get best-in-class highway driving range and all the horsepower you can handle in a new Dodge Charger SXT. Your choice, just $23,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Nominations for renaming North River High School are now being accepted by the school district. The renaming process will end in a public hearing in February, but in the meantime, you can submit a name nomination through email to communications@manateeschools.net, or you can mail in your ideas to the School District of Manatee County, P.O. Box 9069, also right there on your screen for you.
I suspect the name Parish will be in that title.
I know a lot of people like that. Yeah.
I think.
We'll have
We'll
to see.
see.
A lot of people like cooler weather too, and it's not arriving anytime soon. Some people like the warm weather, but there's a little break from the summer we've had. It's been a long summer and now early fall too. We are watching some slightly cooler temperatures for the weekend. Again, we're keeping an eye on the tropics. Some long-range models indicating something popping up in the Gulf again. We'll have more on that on our social media page.
Thanks, Bob. World News Tonight is next.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.